Agenda additions, anything from staff?
Nothing for me.
Nothing from staff, anything from council? Not seeing nothing, we'll move on then, approve agenda. We're looking to approve the consent agenda. Anybody want anything pulled from that for discussion, or somebody want to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written?
So move.
Thank you.
Got something.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. We'll move down here until reports, Airport Commission.
Just information, the commission has been working on, again, updating the master plan. We do at this point have a plan, a draft finalized that our intention is to bring before council next month for review and vote for final approval.
Okay. Let's see here, 5B, we got the EDA board.
Just information, but note there are two action items under 6B 3 and 4 that we'll talk about a little bit later under the times.
Okay. Very good. How about 5C, the deer depredation?
Just primarily information, however, council looking for a motion to approve the hunt again for the next season, for
Okay.
26. It could just be done by motion if council so desires.
I'll make that motion to approve the hunt for 2026.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. We have 6A, we got appointment to delegate to the annual meeting.
This is just an annual item that we do. Traditionally, I am appointed as the delegate to attend the Minnesota Valley Cooperative Light and Power Association meeting. This year it will be held on Saturday, March 21st, with traditionally the commission chair is voted as an alternative. I'm just looking for a motion to continue.
Yeah. Who wants to quickly make that motion before she changes her mind?
So moved.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Second, all right. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, then we're gonna jump on down here to 7A. And Dave is here tonight, you wanna come on up? 167 improvements. Welcome.
Thank you. My name's Dave Downing. I'm project manager for District 8 Mendon. And I'm here to talk about a project that we have coming up on.
Dave, can you just turn that mic towards you a little bit there so all our audience at home can hear what we got going on? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, so I'm here to talk about a project on Trunk Highway 167. It's going to go from Highway 23 and it's going to continue on through to the future cul-de-sac being built this summer, approximately 8 miles to the east up by the upper Stewart land. The project is to, essentially it's a 2-inch mill and overlay. It is to be let in August of 2028. Right now, they're doing some financial bouncing around. This one's one of those that's could possibly move or not. They're still kind of doing some balancing of the money. It also will include a lot of centerline pipes. There's a number of box culverts and there's 2 culvert bridges that are being replaced due to age and wear. Another item on that, on the project is, there is a section of sidewalk. It's on Mendon right of way, so with a mill and overlay, it sparks an ADA review of the sidewalk. The sidewalk on our land does not meet ADA standards. So the project, with the ADA folks from MDOT, and we did a walk through the entire, basically the entire trail from the museum all the way to Memorial Park, the shelter there, and noted several, several areas that were deficient in the current ADA standards. Also, while we were out there, we were kind of brainstorming some ideas, some ways to improve the sidewalk, some ways to improve the slopes on that sidewalk. The paper that I handed out, I know Crystal had given you guys the original design, that was a colored layout. This one's a little bit more detailed in that it shows, on the top of the page, it shows the layout, but on the bottom it shows you how the elevations change. I primarily want to direct you to the last page. In the middle of that page is the pavilion or the shelter. As you can see below it, and that's the line on the bottom there shows in real time for that location where the existing sidewalk is and how we're planning on fixing that. The dark line at the top of the bottom page, that is a proposed, that's a 4.5% grade. Below, you can see that's the existing grade. And you can see now it's exaggerated because of the scale of it, but you can tell it is much steeper than what we're trying to propose. These are some of the corrections that we're trying to make, the ADA corrections that we're trying to make. The reason we opted to go around the pavilion and closer to the river is actually a couple of reasons. One was it helps us with the distance we need to flatten out the slope. So by going around it, we have a little bit more room to play with to get it a little bit flatter slope. But the other was more of an aesthetic purpose. We thought that it'd be nice to keep a trail feel. So by bringing it closer to the river, it gets people away from the road and closer to the river. Kind of the whole purpose of the trail in and of itself is to provide people that experience of walking to a more of a nature setting. The rest of the trail is we're trying to pull away from the road as much as we can. As you know, once you get a little bit closer to where it bends towards the museum, we're kind of bound by a whole lot of trees and nature elements. But we are pulling it away a little bit. But the reason I'm here is Crystal asked me to stop by and give you an update on the project, what the project entails, and also she said that you had some questions when it was brought to you originally, and so I'm kind of here to answer
Sure.
your questions or,
All right. Well, thank you for coming, Dave, and things. And yeah, we'll fire away with a few questions and concerns here.
Yeah.
One I'll start out with, by bringing it out, closer to the river. I don't know if you've looked at that lay of that land in the springtime or whatever, most of the summer, it's pretty soft down there and a lot of water does stand there, and things. And our concern is it may be covered by water or the trail may not last very long because of the, the subsoil underneath and things. I know that's a big concern. And that's why it was originally laid as close to the road as possible because of the standing water and the low-laying land down there. And the other thing that I had was, where the sidewalk comes up close to the road, let's just say about halfway between the park and the museum. Right now, it's about, after they came through and rebanked the road, it lays about 2 feet below the road level there. You plan to do anything with that when you move it back, or what do you plan to do there?
We're trying to move it away from the road more. As far as elevation, there's an area there where, so we're gonna widen the whole thing out. So it'd be the width of I believe they're looking about 8 to 10 feet wide. And as far as, they still have to maintain like drainage from the road.
That's why it's nice to talk about this right now, you know, while you're in this pre-design, you know, and get some of our concerns, you know? So you don't waste your time and things like that, and you can hear some of our thoughts.
And so this, what you're talking about, you're concerned about, how it's offset from the road? Or just
Up by the road there, yeah, at that midpoint there, right at where the county swim beach used to be, and the, you know, I'm kinda concerned about that there, you know, it'd be nice to have it flat or move back a little bit, is my thoughts. You know, my other concern and my probably number one priority is the way you guys got it, kinda swinging out towards the river down there, you know, quite a bit and things. That land there is, you know, standing water most springs and stuff. I got a real concern there.
Sure, no,
But,
I'll make sure to, we'll bring that up to the, to my consultant
Yeah.
that's working on the design and make sure that, based on elevations, we've got, information as far as
Yeah, sure.
water tables and everything,
You know.
so they should, not necessarily water tables, water levels, and they should be able to,
Yeah.
determine
Right.
it being there. And also, if we do put a sidewalk there, we would do some subsurface work to make sure that it's stable as well.
Yeah, okay.
It would meet MinDOT standards essentially as far as the reconstruction of it.
That don't say much. I've seen some of your roads around the state, but yeah. But anyways, the other concern I got is that, that box culvert going underneath, you know, we got some, utilities running through that. Is that gonna stay there?
Yeah, we'll be working with you guys, with John. To make
Okay.
sure, because he has sent us over some information on that, so, anything that's there, we'll be working with in place or.
Okay. Sure. Anybody else have any questions or concerns for him or anything, or?
Any issues with the DNR possibly with getting closer to the river?
We haven't talked to them quite yet, but if it's something that the city is interested in, I'm interested in, it's something I'm willing to talk to them and work through with them. It's essentially being a trail, the purpose behind it is to beautify it and, utilize it as a DNR type trail. So I don't really feel I'll have any pushback from them. And if I do, it shouldn't be very tough.
Okay.
Could you actually tee it? And I know it's gonna cost a little extra, but leave where the path is now, but then also where you're tee it and where you're recommending, go down there too, so when it is flooded or we have an issue down there, we still haven't, walkers or whatever would have access to it?
It's a thought. I don't know if we could or not. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of double the money. The concern about keeping it up to the road is how we're gonna maintain, the proper slopes. It's something we can certainly look at though.
When is it that you're looking to do this project again?
Currently it's scheduled for August of '28 till that, and so we wouldn't likely construct until '29. We're currently working on the construction roll plot right now, which is basically just kind of verifying our scope.
Sure.
So we're pretty early in design, and again, that's
Yep.
one of the reasons we're trying here.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything? I appreciate you coming down, Dave, and, you know, consider some of the stuff that we've told you tonight, and some of our concerns, and if you have any questions or wanna talk more about it, you know, just reach out to us, and, you know, we can go from there, but
Yeah,
otherwise.
once I talk with the consultant, we work through some stuff, I'll send, Crystal a note.
Okay.
And then if we have further discussion, I'm happy to come back.
Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then we'll move down to 7B here, and Liz is here tonight, if you want to come on up. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I got a handout for you guys that we'll just kind of go through quickly.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I thought I counted this out better.
Sure.
I got it. And I will be going to Benson next week, so if you don't want them, says in the statute that municipalities should be updated annually on the work that was done related to the opioid settlement. So one of the requirements is to hit the cities and have this explanation, but I'm gonna just take you through to the first slide and just kind of a quick 101 of public health. And so you can kind of see where we're located. And then this grid on the right side is really how public health functions. And we look at, some of the terminology I use is if you can see those blue boxes, we have to really function based on the 8 blue boxes. And so that is some of the requirements that the Minnesota Department of Health has asked us. And of course, there's definitions between all of that. And the bubbles that are up on the top of that is really where you'll see us out in your communities, where we're working on infectious diseases, chronic disease, inspecting your restaurants, maternal child health, if you baby visits, and access to care is doing assessments on people that we need to see if they have needs for services. So that's just a really quick 30-second overview of public health. Now, the opioid settlement, I wanted to just touch on. In 2021, the Minnesota Attorney General's office, they convened a panel to distribute opioid settlement funds. So I'll take even a step back. People that were suffering from substance abuse sued the manufacturers of opioids. So the federal government was sued. They got a huge settlement, and then they sent that money to each of the 50 states. So each state in the country is trying to handle opioid funds. Minnesota convened a panel, so this is the way Minnesota went. That panel wasn't good enough, so then the legislature in 2022 said, no, we're gonna modify that a little bit, and we're gonna make some changes to that. So payments did not really go out until late August of 2022. Now, my bosses, you can see one of them happens to be here behind me, a Chippewa County Commissioner. I see the Nordons are public servants. That's quite a compliment to both of you. So the best course of action, they wanted to get public health, family services, corrections, to look at a plan of the money that we were going to get. And this is the money that was determined if we pooled the 5 counties. So if we put the 5 counties together, we would get $2.7,056,352 over 18 years. Big Stone County has chosen to take a portion of that out, but overall, this was determined the way we go. So I'll take you to the next slide, or the next page. I'm originally from North Dakota, so I tell you, if I could make feed buckets, these were meant to be feed buckets. And as I talked to my brother the other day, you guys all know the cold's hit and the cattle are cold. So I was teasing him the other day about the feed buckets. So the first bucket related to opioids was designated to go straight to countryside public health. And I'll tell you straight up, I battled pretty hard for that money. I would say I was almost a hair selfish. I wanted $90,000 annually for 18 years. And I wanted that $90,000 so that we could go work in the schools and do an evidence-based curriculum, and we would do it at 3rd grade, at 5th grade, and at 7th grade. Because I thought if we hit the little ones at 3rd grade, then we hit them again at 5th grade, and then we hit them again at 7th grade, we're gonna have a better chance for them to make better decisions and better choices related to substance and just even their overall well-being. So that was the first bucket. The second bucket, we convened a task force, people with lived experience, law enforcement. We brought a group together and said, let's get some grants out so that we're not just dealing with youth, but we're doing other things related to substance use. That's called CROP, which I thought kind of fit in our agricultural area. I did not think of that name, someone else did. But it's the community's response to opioids. So CROP and then the first bucket. Here's the curriculum that we picked as I turn the page. It's called Positive Action Curriculum. It's evidence-based. It's a social emotional learning. You can see the areas that it's covering. I can literally tell you that we could not get into the KMS school, which is Kirkcove and Murdoch and Sunburn. It took 3 years. We've been working on this, and we finally got this principal to send. He is now going to write a letter on our behalf to anyone that wants it. He cannot believe the impact that it's had, and he wished he would have done it sooner. So we're really seeing a lot of good work being done. We have 3 staff that educate and go out into the schools. It is in all of the schools. Charter, YME, and Canby. Thank you. I think I'm like, I've got my 5 counties, where am I at? So there's 2 sessions, they're 15 weeks, and they're 35 to 50 minutes long. The other thing I want to commend is your schools, you know how busy they are. So to give us 50 minutes for 15 weeks was a very big deal for them to do. Then I go to the next page and you can see that we got this up and running 2023, 24, and the 24, 25 school year. Over 1,000 students have received the education. So that is where that 90,000 from that first bucket is going. Then you can see some of the results that we've seen from the 3rd grade, 6th and 7th graders, some of the teachers' comments. So read them to you. Then I'm gonna just take you to that second bucket where we really, if you ever read your local paper, we have literally posted out in March of 2025, back in February, we put it out in the newspapers. Please apply for grants. They would be related to substance use or things that community groups might do. And so these are the applications that were approved for the 2025 related to that crop task force. So you can see Chippewa County Sheriff's Office got a medical sensor installation device. The Chemical Health Coalition received dollars. And so we gave $66,054 out in grants. And then this last round that we just did went out here in October, and you can see that the Yellow Medicine County Sheriff's Office did a medical sensor. RAP, opioid settlement for Yellow Medicine County, their Women's Rural Advocacy Program in Yellow Medicine County was getting $10,000. And then just they're listed there. Those grants are $50,200. We will continue to do the grants twice a year, usually here like around March, and then again in October. And so I really just wanted to make sure as I hit the cities, I'm letting you know, because under statute it says the municipalities need to be notified. What I think is a little odd, and you may agree, you're like, well, thanks for coming, Liz, but geez, you're coming to the cities, but the cities didn't get any money. You know, so it's in the statute that we need to let you know, but there's no dollars that actually come to the actual cities. What I always want to share with you is please watch your newspaper, your radio, social media. We post these so twice a year. So if you are part of a community group, or if you are part of something where you think for a grant would be something you want to look into, there is a way for those dollars to still stay in your communities and in your cities as well. So that is my update on that, and I would take any questions if you have any. If not, thank you for taking time and fitting me into your schedule.
Okay, thank you, Liz. Anybody have any questions or concerns or anything for Liz? I just asked Liz, is there a Facebook site that you guys have that a person could follow as well, you know, on this if they don't get the newspaper or anything like that?
Right now, if they go on Facebook and do Countryside Public Health, it will show up on that Facebook page. I also think the county websites have done it as well, but I would have to double check for sure, but I know for sure that it's posted on the Countryside Public Health
Okay.
Facebook page. And the Countryside website has a little, literally when you pull up the Countryside website, it immediately has a spot on that front open page. What's that called, that base page? But you can click to apply for a grant. It's
Okay.
right there.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. All right, well, thanks a lot, Liz. Appreciate you coming and
Thank you for having
doing,
me.
yeah.
And if you don't want your copies, as Commissioner Nordon knows, I take them and recycle them.
Yeah. We can save you some, yeah, whatever, we'll help you out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can sure keep them. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. Okay, so Tamara, come on up. We're gonna go to 7C here, and Tamara's here.
Hi, welcome to January.
How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Great.
Good.
Welcome, and let's hear about your update.
All right, so a couple of updates, they're exciting ones, so it's kind of a fun time to come and kind of share with you. So, we have been awarded the part of the Transatlantic Rising Stars program, so that's a, European artist, or European Union artist will be coming here in April, and be here in April through May, so an 8-week program. And it is a 3-year cycle, so we'll see 3 different artists music and film, but our area is in the visual arts. But that can be a lot of different things, not necessarily just a painter. And I guess I want to say kudos to you for helping us get on the map to make that happen. Wasn't an easy feat. There are only 5 spots throughout the entire country that are doing that this coming year. There are 2 other sites that will start next year in rotation. And we are by far the smallest. Probably Homer, Alaska is the next smallest one. So it had to do with the heart of Granite Falls being so connected to the community and really wanting to see us build and make a difference in the lives of people that live here. So it really, we were by far, like I said, we were so small in comparison to the other locations. And, they have been established 20 years plus, most of these other locations. So it's a pretty big deal that we would be selected. So it's like North Carolina and Homer, Alaska, and place out to the middle of Wyoming and Oregon and just all these other locations. So anyway, thank you for putting the heart and soul into this care program we've developed over the last 4 years and helping us do that, giving us not only a presence locally but now internationally. And so there's lots of different things that will be happening with that. There's a European Union delegation in DC that kind of made this project start in the first place. And they're the ones that are going to be making the final selection of the artist. They had over 500 applicants for this exchange. And it's basically, coming here, creating a cultural exchange. They may not be doing like a big mural type project, but they'll be involved with community. Alan Wilson will be the community artist that artists will be working with. And we've been doing a lot of vetting. So, I mean, in today's climate and things that are going on, they make sure that they have a passport, no criminal record, well-established artist, list goes on. So they have to make it through several different rounds to make sure that they are highly qualified and a good fit. Then we were able to ask a few questions that were more like towards our area, a very rural area, understanding what that might feel like compared to, some people might say, a small town as Minneapolis. So getting that idea of what they're walking into so it's a good fit. And they should have that decision made probably by the end of the month, moving forward from there. So don't know who it's going to be, but it's down to 16, and they're from anywhere like in Germany, Poland, Spain, all over the place. They all have to, one of their requirements, they have to be fluent in English, so that they will be able to communicate while they're here for those 2 weeks, or 8 weeks, I mean. And then with that, the European Union does pay for their travel expenses, their stay and stipend. So we're not having to spend our budget for that. And so then what we're doing with the funds that we do have, that we're, going through the city council, we can put right into like direct programming, like getting other artists involved and doing some like little events and things that are sponsored right here in our community versus just on overhead. So I think it's a good use of our city dollars then too, so that we're not like, oh, paying for airfare and paying for lawyer fees and all of that kind of thing. So it's focused on the meat and potatoes of impacting Granite Falls or the Granite Falls area. I think what else I don't want to miss out on some of the key things. Yeah, so that's kind of it with the European Union for right now. There'll be more to come on that.
Okay.
Questions on that part?
No. Thank you.
Okay. And there's some other things that are happening too. I just wanted to kind of give, because all I'm doing these updates, just kind of like let you know about them. So, as far as like the sculptures that we're doing from the Minfair project, we put the mosaics up at the park this fall. John's been finishing up those wooden sculpture pieces, and they should be ready to go this spring, but the heart of winter would be pretty difficult to get them cast into the ground, and I'm sure he appreciates not doing that right now either. So we'll be in touch when we get those probably like those who are familiar with like video games, it feels like you're looking at something that's really not there. So it's kind of a fun, it's kind of like a Pokemon Go type thing. It's kind of a fun interactive thing and get people to, again, kind of be more engaged in the community. And we've also are working on changing, I should step back with CARE with the website. We had a separate website and it was costing us roughly around $400 a year. We are now going to roll that into the Art Council's website and have its own page. But we really want to do some things to kind of beef that up. Talking about creating like a artist, it's kind of like a roster, but maybe with short little videos. So you, if you're looking for somebody to help you with the project, whether a sculpture artist, a draw, paint, whatever, you could access them and kind of find out who's on our community, things like that. And then just, you know, highlighting things in our community more so on that webpage. So anyway, I just want to say, again, besides the update, thank you for supporting us and making this reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good, very interesting. Thank you, Tammy.
Okay. Take care,
Thank you.
All right. So now we're gonna jump up to 6B1. Got Mike Amborn here in the streetscape project. Hello, Mike.
Evening, council. Here. I know we're a couple weeks in, but happy new year to everybody, yes. Yeah, this evening, just wanted to, the main objective is to provide a brief update on the downtown sidewalk project, and then ultimately get permission or approval from council to go out and advertise for bids once we officially get to that point. We're almost there, but thought this was a good timing point to give an update of where we're at, and then, yeah, look for council's approval. Thing included with your packet this evening was a copy of a number of plan sheets that basically is the meat of the proposed improvements, and kind of gives an overview of the scope of work of where the sidewalk replacement will take place. Essentially, it's, I hope, somewhat able to discern from the drawings, in the areas that are a little darker in a shade or darker with the lines, those are the areas that are proposed to be replaced. So, you know, in looking at it, not every inch of the sidewalk downtown will be replaced, but a good majority of it, say 80% or a little more potentially. So you'll be able to see symbol that's got a white circle in the middle, just to describe it that way. Those are what would be the locations that we are intending on removing the tree that's in that location. At this juncture, the plan is to remove those and then replace them back with a tree. The species of that, we haven't necessarily quite determined that yet. But I know that is something that bring to council's attention, if there's any other thoughts in terms of tree replacement of that nature in downtown. So I guess that's one item that I do want to open up for any other discussion that council may have. I know with some of the business owners that did come and meet with us, we did mention that some of that would be happening. There didn't seem to be any concern or one strong opinion over wanting them replaced. A couple of them actually stated they'd be fine if they weren't replaced and would be replaced back with something different, planter or some other landscape. So just for discussion, those are some of the ideas that have been brought up, I guess, so.
To just continue on with that a little bit, that open house that we had that ran an hour, I think it was, had a nice little turnout, a lot of questions. Mike had, made copies of, everybody's buildings frontage and what was gonna take place for a sidewalk replacement and things, so that really helped, and, a lot of them got to see it, kind of put a visual to it and understand what was going on. To get back to talk about this tree deal, I think there was most all that voiced their opinion would not want trees put back on Main Street because of the mess and things that they bring into the storefronts. Since then, before we got snow, one day I was driving on the alleyway there, and down by the plaza area, right now we have 3 trees down there, I believe it is, and I was gonna talk to John, and Crystal later about this at some point before spring. But the roots and the tree growth have lifted up on the cast iron cages around there and things where something has to be done there. The sidewalks have started to move around. Right down there by the walking bridge part, that one tree there has lifted the bricks in the sidewalk, 6 to 8 inches around that area, and we're gonna have to deal with that. It's just, I'm not sure putting a tree in a sidewalk is the right thing to do. And we might be able to talk about this and make a decision, and, not that the money difference is a big thing, but I think we'd be doing the right thing by exploring some of these options from what we've learned about in the last 20 years of having trees on Main Street. Right now, we have one for sure that's growing into a overhang on a building. I know John in the Public Works is, annually did tree trimming and issues with these trees. And I guess after listening to the business owners and different things, I really myself was thinking, it might be best and the good timing right now to eliminate having trees on Main Street. They mentioned about putting planters in, like I think we got 3, 4 right now. They really like them. I know, Montevideo has went to planters and stuff like that, and things, and I get it. And this is our option to, explore doing something different. So that's my thought on it. And as soon as, not pressuring or anything, but the sooner we can give Mike a little, if we decide to do something different, we're not wasting time on the engineering work and things. Open for discussion, what do people think?
Well, trees and sidewalks are a problem.
Yeah.
I know, we worked around a lot of them over the years, and people just don't realize that, they look nice to start with, but then all of a sudden, when the roots, you can't stop them, so.
No.
If there's a better, you know, take less time messing around with them and stuff.
Anybody else?
Yeah, you get a lot of cleanup that comes with them, and storms come through, then you gotta cut them off, and now they're, gotta be pulled out anyways, it kinda gets to be a waste.
What are you guys thinking?
Mayor, if I could, as of right now, we have, I believe it's 12 or 13 trees that we have identified or marked on the to be removed and then subsequently replaced at this juncture. And I think you had some other numbers in terms of total trees that are out there now.
We have 28 trees downtown. We have removed 4 of them. And I would put on the list for this project to replace or take down 12. There are some trees that remain in areas.
Yeah. Well, we got 12 right now that would be in the area where we're gonna replace concrete. Okay,
And if there's a problem with the tree,
sure, okay.
in other words, if it's growing over a awning or if it's buffing the concrete or this problem, if it's been fixed.
So to clarify, the ones that are not being chosen to be replaced are ones that haven't affected the sidewalk, correct? Is that right?
I don't think they're currently affecting them as much. I don't know of those, how mature or who they are either.
Okay.
I know we've done 8th Avenue. We replaced maybe a couple there.
Yep.
7th Avenue, we did a couple years ago, we replaced a couple on the corner there, so I don't think we're intending to necessarily go through, and that's what I wanted to mention. It's not like we're gonna go do a full swoop of them right now, but I guess just trying to get thoughts on terms of what direction we wanna go. You know, if it's a full replacement, if it's a combination, or a hybrid maybe. Where we go.
I'm looking at pictures of downtown from back in the day right now, and it's like, we never always had trees, but it is nice to have, like, is there any value in like conifer trees where like smaller ones, arbor trees that don't really have a deep root system that are, create some green?
And I think that's, you know, if we elect to go forward, we would try to find something that fits the best that it can in a downtown.
Yeah.
I agree, it is beautiful to have the greenery.
I know some of the comments from the building owners, as Mayor mentioned, is some of the bigger broadleaf that they fall and either they just blow around and track. In terms of the public works side of things, obviously fill our catch basins or cover a grate. If it's super wet and soggy, they can just get trapped there, you know, before they're removed. So all things can be handled or maintained, but yes, just, you know, maybe something of a species that allows that maintenance of it to maintain itself, whether it's by nature, you know, and still have.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have have to admit, I don't necessarily have a preference. I guess it's up to, you know, I want you guys to definitely
Yeah.
have your say on what, a visual for down there.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts or comments? What do we want to give Mike direction with the, I mean, looking at a certain type of tree or something, or no trees, or what do we want to do?
Sounds like I'm hearing maybe a little bit of a mix.
Sounds like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put something in, you make it smart, you don't, like these big ones with the leaves all over the place, they could just get to be a mess, and if you do something different, like Dan mentioned, probably a smarter way to go.
Even doing them in a planter box, you know, so it's not disturbing the sub-ground under the sidewalk kind of stuff.
Can you plant some of them trees in a planter box?
Yeah, they get to be 20 feet tall or whatever, and like 2 feet in diameter, not very big, you know, so.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't know, I'm just asking.
Wish we had our forestry person.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Like when the city takes out trees on a boulevard in town, sometimes they replace them. We have replaced them before.
mm-hmm,
So we're buying those trees from somewhere, I'm assuming you know, what if we started, you know, in some of those planters, we put saplings in them and then grow them till they're big enough to transplant somewhere else and not, you know, have a maple growing, you know, huge. It's like, when it's good enough to move to the park, one of the parks or whatever, then we got a tree we can just move. Start over again.
That would work.
Great idea, Scott. I'm gonna tell you.
You can put some pine trees.
You ever tried moving a damn tree before?
Well,
It ain't the easiest thing, and I don't think we're gonna ask the street department to start moving trees. You know, good idea, but I don't think we wanna go there. That's my opinion. As far as moving trees. I really like what Dan had, as far as put the planters in, don't plant the tree in the sidewalk, plant them in a planter, you know, a ornamental tree or something like that, to get some greenery and stuff like that. I did like that, but up to you guys. I don't wanna start moving trees, Scott.
well, I'm not saying moving huge trees,
No?
you know, but move it before it gets too big.
Okay.
So, you know, we don't need specialized equipment.
Okay. That's an idea.
So you're talking, we've got 28 trees right now, right? And you want to replace 12 of those? And the ones that you're not recommending to replace, are they pretty much spread out through Main Street, or are they in one area?
Mainly in the plazas and the new construction is where the younger trees are.
All right, so those are the ones you don't want. I mean, I wouldn't have I wouldn't see a problem with, maybe, you know, looking at leaving the 12 trees or whatever they're recommending what's good, and maybe look at some planters of the ones where we're gonna dissolve too. So not only we got green from the existing trees, you know, you look at the planters in front of the bank or in front of here, they get pretty bushy, and they get pretty green. And, I mean, at least then we don't have to fight 10 years down the road of the good recommended trees that you didn't want to replace. Now, the roots probably are gonna move that cement anyways. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to fix it anyways, but, I mean, it's just, like you said, it's a preventive maintenance type thing. I don't wanna wipe the whole city of Granite Falls out of trees, but, you know, we're replacing them. And I don't know what the difference is between a pot and flowers compared to a tree.
Who's gonna plant and water and replace those flowers every spring and throughout the summer?
Well, right now, we've been very blessed with having a pretty good, very active, garden club in town and things like that, you know? The biggest challenge we've had, Scott, is when we put these, planters in, people coming in the evening throughout the night and digging out our plants and taking them home with them. That's been our biggest challenge right now.
And just know,
That happens.
Public Works has been handling the planters, the movable planters.
Yep.
And part of the problem, when you put them in planters, some years it may take maintenance of having to water or something because they, you know, they can't get down in, but at least they're not gonna rip the sidewalk. And,
Right.
so, I mean, there are some.
And the planters are large, you know, I don't know whether they stand 4 feet high and they're 5 feet, you know, square or something like that roughly. You know, I mean, they're large, you know, where you could do something with them. There's a lot of options there, but I'm just looking for some direction so Mike don't waste his time and then we decide to do something different or whatever and he's gotta redo it or whatever, you know, just so we could give him some direction if we wanna go with planters or we go with trees or what, so. That's what I'm looking to do here right now.
Maintenance wise, John, do you see any positive, negatives going away from a tree and putting a flower? I mean, you could take the four-wheeler or whatever and water it on every Friday or whatever it is. I mean, I can see that, but I don't see there'd be much maintenance.
Okay?
And maybe what we could do, you know, to your point, Craig, we could look at, just, confirm or verify which ones are staying and kind of make sure we have a good feel for the location, so we have a good amount, not just 4 trees right here and then they're bare.
Just
That way we can.
variety, mix them.
If we feel like there's a gap, you know,
So,
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem replacing some to flower beds. I mean, if we're looking at half trees now, we're leaving half flower bed. I mean, that's me. I mean, you were still getting drainage.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's gonna last a lot longer for our cement and sidewalks.
okay. Anybody else have any questions or opinions to state? From what I'm hearing, should we, lean towards going with the planter boxes and let John Oz work with Mike on what trees will stay and what trees will come out of there? And go with the planter boxes, and, I mean, I think they both know our thoughts and opinions and things, and from there,
And the store owners were basically more negative on the tree type.
Well, it's kind of by Falls Boutique
Yeah, the
business
Falls
owner. I wouldn't say
Boutique.
all the business owners, but.
the ones that were here, the Falls Boutique and right in that group right there was, I don't know if the tree's got a thinner leaf on them or something, but they stick on the shoes and track in the stores and stuff like that. And, she was very clear by stating that she would
2 years ago.
really be for not having any trees.
So the city pays for what goes in the planters, I assume, every year? So it's like
Yeah.
a yearly cost?
Yep.
Yeah,
would be.
it was. Yep. Yep. Okay. Can we just give Mike a verbal direction, or what do you think we
Yeah,
need to do here?
That's fine, giving Mike verbal direction for the tree, but we are asking for formal approval
Yep.
via resolution to move forward bidding out the project, if council's comfortable doing so.
Well, so we got two things here. So we go ahead and, somebody can make a motion to, go ahead and call for bids to bid out the project, and then we will deal with the planters right afterwards. Is that okay?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, looking for a motion to, call for bids.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next, we're looking for a direction to give Mike on, a verbal as far as trees and planters that we've just been talking about.
I'd make a motion, the 12 trees that you're looking at replacing, as long as it's separated a little bit, like you said, so it's in good taste, I'd recommend to replace the 12 trees we're taking out and put planters in.
Okay?
I guess I'd second that. motion.
Second. Any other discussion? I'd just like to add in the discussion part, and we give, John Oz and Mike to work together on that. Okay?
Just to add clarification, so you're saying remove the 12 trees and not plant any physical trees in those space, put planters, but there is openness to put, maybe where it fits, a tree in a planter, depending on the spacing of where the other trees
Right,
are
I mean,
located.
like
Is
Mike-
that kind of what you're trying to convey?
Yeah, like Mike said,
Okay.
is we don't wanna just over swamp one area of trees and everything bare. If we can look at the whole main street and at least put some, spread them out of the 12.
But the clarity is put them in the planters, not the physical sidewalk, correct?
As long as we can find a tree what can survive in that plant. I'm not,
Okay, the reason why I'm asking the clarity is your motion said to remove the 12 trees and replace with planters.
right.
So I'm just trying to make sure to
That was my
understand.
motion, yep.
Yep. So just understanding 0 trees then, or some trees and planters?
I mean, we'd have half trees, half, I mean, that was my recommendation, half trees, half planters. 'Cause the half, what we're recommending, we've already did the damage and everything, or dead, or whatever they are.
Okay,
That's my recommendation, I mean, it's,
okay, just want to sure there's a clarity so everyone understands. Okay.
Okay. And that's, we really don't kind of vote on that by any means, it's,
Well, there is a motion and a second, so at this
Okay.
point I would call for the vote because it's a
Okay.
formal motion and second.
okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. John, you wanna talk lawnmowers? Yeah, come on up.
And I could start us off a little bit with that. So the current Kubota mower that we have has broken down and taking into account both the history with repairs, the cost to do so, the value that the equipment's worth. Right now in our capital items budget, we have a half-ton pickup scheduled for this year and the mower next year. And it was felt with having conversations of looking at the dollar value of everything, it would make sense, and we are recommending to swap those items and purchase a new Kubota mower this year, or well, mower, technically John Deere state bid is enclosed, but purchase a new mower this year and then swap for the following year for the pickup. But I wanted to invite John here in case there's any questions or have a discussion to see how everyone would feel about doing that.
John, question for you, and I should know, but, how old is this Kubota?
15.
It is. Oh, okay. We have another Kubota too?
No.
Okay,
If we change now, we'll get a John Deere.
okay.
And that's going with the state bid.
Maintenance standpoint, it makes sense to have two of them.
Same.
And that's what we got at the airport now too, is John.
Yes.
That was gonna be my question, like, if we don't have a Oro bid or Kubota bid, but if you have the same fleet, makes sense.
Yeah, right now we got a state bid on the John Deere. Yep. And that's
And
your,
the warranty, I mean, the trade-in, excuse me, is in this price. So depending on how you guys wanna do it, but, if we're all on board for getting the more, blower, sweeper, then we gotta talk about if we're gonna take and trade it in or try to auction it. When you get a surplus, you know, you'll have to deem it surplus or whatever you guys wanna do. But
Well, we gotta stick, what, $5,000 into the thing to fix it?
yes,
How much is it worth when that's all said and done? Is it worth?
they thought roughly.
It's not
not
like the
worth-
auction. Yeah, trade it in and be done with it.
let them have it and let's just walk away from it.
Yeah, cause we're gonna end up at what it's worth, and if we're lucky if we get that,
Take the gamble, we could auction it.
yeah, but,
As is, but if you take it.
No.
yeah, it needs to be fixed anyways.
Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts or opinions on it?
Diesel, I assume.
I guess my thought is, don't mess around with it, just trade it off and let's move on, not waste any time and finance on it and,
Well, the
Yeah.
good news, it falls within the budget of the pickup.
yeah, exactly.
Swap
Yep.
it around, pickup can last another year. Mower's not gonna make it.
Yeah, last one
Yeah.
was used till the door fell off, so yeah.
Pull the mower with a pickup truck here.
Yeah.
I motion to swap the the pickup replacement to next year, to the mower this year, and then go on and take the bid with the trade-in allowance of $2,500.
Thanks, Dan. Well,
I'll second that.
thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed. All right, very good, thank you.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Okay, now we're gonna drop down to 6B3. Amy's here and come on up.
And just note that both 6B3 and 6B4 are tied together, and I invited Amy and Dave to come just talk a little bit about what the EDA is working on in terms of housing as it relates to these two items. So.
All right, I think in your packet, you guys got what we're taking a look at here. We're looking at building, two duplexes. There would be, two units on each duplex, so there'd be a total of 4 units that would be rented out. We've been working with Eric Gill to put these plans together. So one would be located on 10th Avenue, which would be just south of the courthouse. That's where the first one would be located. And then the other one would be on
Do we have a lease on that property right now?
So right now, we have an agreement with Avera as part of the, it's called the lease and agreement, and as part of that, it identifies properties, and it's an understanding by both parties, being between the hospital and the city, that those parcels are tied with the hospital.
Okay.
So what this amendment does is it releases those parcels, an agreement with the hospital, that the city can move forward with development on them versus saving them for hospital-related purposes.
For those on the console, what we're talking about is the parking lot on the west side of the hospital clinic is what we're talking about. The gravel parking lot is where this is looking to go. Okay.
And for clarity, is it the 3 parcels or the 4? Because I thought,
realize it needs to be the 4 now, so
Okay.
in the agreement as now, there's 3, but we need to add another one. And that's because originally we were gonna have 2 that were gonna be on 10th Avenue, that's originally what we thought. But we realized that because of like setbacks and making sure that there's enough space, we need to have one that's gonna face 10th Avenue and then one that's gonna
Okay.
face 4th Street. And so since we're doing that, we need to add one more parcel into this one.
I'd be approving with the amendment to include the additional parcel. And from my understanding, the plan is the hospital was going to move the garage that's currently on that parcel, correct?
That's their wish. The way the one that sits on the 4th Street it would overlap into that parcel by 5 or 10 feet, so the use of the garage would still be permitted, and it might be just easier if the hospital moves it to behind their building. But as it sits, that functional driveway and the garage would still be functional for the hospital to keep it there, even if we were to build. It would be just some type of a verbal agreement that they get the use of the driveway, as long as they're still a hospital and wanting to use that.
Amy, the layout of that one that faces north towards the courthouse, would that go down into that Kubley lot? Would that be down that far?
I believe it'd be centered in that.
Centered in that area?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Is Buckles, are they selling? Is that?
There is a drawing, and I think it shows in there where a third
Yeah.
duplex would be in
Yeah.
there. The EDA 4 or 5 years ago, that was the original talk that we had done with the Buckles, and the program, or the plan didn't go through, didn't have permission to go through. We have reached out to them, and they have some interest in talking about it, but these 2 plans would be independent of each other, so we'll build the 2 regardless.
Yep.
And if that works out in the future, then we would look to put a 3rd one there, but if it doesn't, that's fine as well. And that's part of the reason why we changed the layout and the setback, without their property being sold, we can function with these 2 with or without their building.
Okay.
So that's the purpose for redrawing the architect drawings.
Okay, thank you. Dan, a little background on that. 7, 8 years ago, the EDA was pretty aggressive, and we looked at doing 3 or 4 over there. And one of them was going to be where the Buckles property was, and they were interested in staying there. And it went as far as actually having that one that they faces the west where their house is, to have the same house number that, or this, yeah, it would be the same number that they have on their current house for them, you know, and stuff. It went that far. But then it turned out to be the federal government got involved with the grants and everything, and it took it to a place where it was not feasible to do. It just got crazy, so it got dropped. And COVID come, and then, you know, so now they're starting to revisit it, and hopefully we can get going again.
One thing too, of the 3 of the 4 would have walk-in showers, and then the 4th one, we talked about having a actual bathtub in it, which might be more appealing to a young couple. Not necessarily appealing to an elderly couple, but with a young couple that might wanna move into town, get into the rental spot until they can, maybe get something situated to get into a different home or something, but we'd have 3 out of the 4 with the walk-ins, which is ideal.
Yeah, very good. Okay, any other questions? Okay,
So two action items then, looking for approval of the amendment with that change. And then also looking for a resolution calling for bids for the duplex project, for the EDA to move forward.
Have that parcel number if you need it to what needs to be.
Oh, I have it, I could just add it in there.
two
Thank
can
you, though.
work that out in
Yeah.
the next day or two,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure. So what we're looking for, first one is to approve the amendment of adding the fourth lot. Is that correct?
Yes.
Fourth parcel to this, Vera lease and agreement amended.
Yep, and approve the amendment itself to
Yep.
the contract.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Now we have call for bids for the duplex development. Looking to have a resolution made to call for bids. Somebody got a resolution?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, great, thank you. Okay, now we're going to move down here to 6B5, the fee schedule.
So a change we started doing going forward is, again, as a refresher here, we created a fee schedule. And the purpose of this is to be reviewed on an annual basis. So staff intends to, going forward, to bring it before council in January to review. At this time, we don't have any additions recommended by staff or changes. But again, wanted to share it with council, see if there's any items their council has a desire to discuss more. Otherwise, just looking to adopt this fee schedule for '26. Just note, just because council adopts the fee schedule for calendar year '26, if there is a change that comes up and it warrants a modification, we can do this change mid-year as well.
Just gotta start out with something.
Yeah, gotta start out with something, but at this time, we don't have any recommendations for changes or additions, just open to discussion or approval.
Would anybody care to make a resolution to approve the fee schedule as written at this time?
So move.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Anything else to come before council tonight?
Motion to adjourn.
There we go. Second?
Second.